we will explore the subject or field, the source of our harvest that we refer to as the mind. The third unity principle speaks to this. It states, I think. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Let's look back at our first two principles. 1, God is. There is only one presence and one power, God the good. 2, I am. I am a divine spark. I can do all things. I can do everything. I can do anything. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. So what does this really mean? Our thoughts have creative power to influence events and to determine experiences. I thought this Bible verse was about Jesus and not thought. Why am I being led here? Where is Spirit leading me? Ancient Greek philosophers used the term logos in different ways. Under Hellenistic Judaism, Philo, who lived from about 20 years before the birth of Jesus to about 50 years after the birth, adopted the term into Jewish philosophy. Philo identified the logos through all things that were made as divine. The logos was called by Philo the firstborn of God. From a period of about 600 years BCE, started a little bit further back, but public versions about 600 years before, 600 years BCE. St. John's declaration echoes an eternal truth resonating in various passages of the ancient Vedas. The word called Vak, spelled V-A-K in the Vedas, was with God, the Father Creator, in the beginning of creation, when nothing else existed. If I have thought and I create, I must somehow be part of the Word. What Jesus meant was that whoever does not realize himself as one with the universal Christ consciousness is condemned to live and think as a struggling mortal, delimited by sensory boundaries, because he has essentially disunited himself from the eternal principle of life. Jesus never referred to his Son of Man consciousness or his body as the only Savior throughout all time. Abraham and many others were saved even before Jesus, the man, was born. An accurate perception was keeping me from realizing my true divine nature by limiting my connection with the Christ consciousness. Over time, my friends, perception becomes belief, and belief becomes fact. The essence of our being within us is shaped by our beliefs and thoughts, many of which we are not consciously aware. This wonderful mystical law of nature says there are 3 things that we crave most in life: happiness, freedom, and peace of mind. Happiness, freedom, and peace of mind are always attained by giving them away. The small voice from Spirit on the highest, mind, creating thoughts and body, which moves us through this human experience. My final thought is connecting with Christ, not the Bible, as God's living and active word that brings life. Your thoughts have creative power to influence events and determine experiences. You create life experiences through your way of thinking. So here are some last words of advice borrowed from Paramahansa Yogananda. My teacher, Samuel Sassu's teacher, Roy Eugene Davis' teacher. Here's what Yoganandaji says. Read a little, meditate more, think of God all the time.